Captivating in its depth and energy, the picture depicted the Greek god Hephaestus wielding stonemasons' and blacksmiths' tools against the earth. Great fire and gases spewed forth at the sites of impact, while gaping rents in the planet's crust branched out across its spherical mass, revealing the molten core beneath. The detail astounded him. He wondered how long it would take someone to paint such a masterpiece. Hundreds of hours, he presumed, preceded by a lifetime of mastering the discipline's finer points. Steiner's eyes soaked up the exquisite brush strokes, his thoughts becoming entranced by the scene's dynamic power. Some time later, as he continued to study the great work framed within its ornate border of plaster and gold leaf, a young man appeared in a doorway off to his right. "Professor, good to see you again. Sorry to keep you waiting. Come in, come in." Steiner couldn't remember the man's name, not one of his strongest points. Names and faces give him a mathematical proof to remember any day of the week. Entering the room, he saw that 4 people sat waiting informally on sofas and chairs, papers, files, and laptops arranged haphazardly around them. "Madam Vice President," Steiner heard himself say. The VP stood and shook his hand, the greeting as genuine as the warmth in her eyes. Her entourage included one of the Joint Chiefs, a couple of suits, and the man who'd let him in. "Professor," the Vice President said, "thank you for coming on such short notice. I hope we haven't inconvenienced you too much by interrupting your important work. This is General Redshaw. I think you may have met previously." Steiner nodded, giving the general a small smile as he was reintroduced. The fact was he didn't remember the man at all, but not wanting to appear incompetent, he refrained from disclosing this fact. "My Chief of Staff, David Broad," the VP continued. A sallow-faced man moved forwards and shook Steiner's hand firmly. "Professor, it's nice to meet you at last." Steiner gave another nod of his head as he returned the handshake. "Malcolm Joyner, Principal Deputy Director of National Intelligence," said the VP, indicating a tall, wiry man with jet-black hair, who remained sitting, merely lifting a couple of fingers from his knee in recognition. The VP then put one hand on the young man's shoulder. "And, of course, my personal aide, Nathan Bryant, who you already know." "Ah, that's his name," Steiner recalled belatedly. "We have a lot to discuss, Professor," she told him, gesturing with a measured hand for him to take a seat, "so let's get straight down to business." Steiner sat down at the end of one of the sofas, and Nathan handed him a cup of tea. For many days Steiner had been wondering why he had been called to this meeting. The prestigious surroundings and company meant it must be important. Just how important, he was about to find out. Malcolm Joyner cleared his throat. "Professor, in January 2011, an observatory in Tucson, Arizona, sighted an asteroid that had the potential to impact Earth in 2040. He handed him a grainy printout of the object in question. "As you are probably aware, there are many potential objects in space that are likely to collide with the Earth at some point in the future. Unfortunately, we have since verified that this rock, some 4 miles in length and half that in diameter, will almost certainly collide with us in 2040. To give you an idea of the scale of this threat, scientists originally estimated the infamous meteor that wiped out the dinosaurs was about 9 miles across. However, new estimates have the dino killer at a mere 3 to 4 miles in length. If this new data is true, and we believe it is, then we can expect an initial impact devastation zone," Steiner said, cutting in earthquakes and possibly volcanic activity. "Tsunamis and destruction of the ozone layer if the impact is in an ocean or sea, followed by acid rain and intense localized fires. The resulting dust cloud kicked up on impact will encase the planet for a number of years, killing off crops and plant life globally, not to mention the impact on human and animal life." As Steiner finished his sentence, it dawned on him the immense implications of what he'd just described.